as the war went on, but for each individual soldier, it was pretty much the same. That you would go in and you would see yourself as part of a unit, and at the very beginning, because you were the new guy, you very quickly saw that you weren't going to be part of the team. You were going to be thought of as the most dangerous guy there because you just didn't know what the hell you were doing.
It's scary because nobody tells me how to do anything because I'm new. Nobody cares about the new guys. They don't even want to know your name. The unwritten rule is a new guy's life isn't worth as much because he hasn't put his time in yet.
So you were isolated at the beginning, and you would tend then to form not a unit relationship, but a relationship with a couple of other guys. The real problem was, of course, that quite often those one or two friends or buddies, drinking guys, would get hurt really bad. And it was the nature of the structure of the beast of the American Army then that you didn't really show pain. You weren't allowed to mourn. And so you withdrew. You didn't want more of the pain, so you isolated yourself. You tended not to make new friends after the old ones were killed or hurt. And it really atomized a unit. The easiest thing to relieve the pain was alcohol. The most common thing was drugs. Other kinds of really sometimes pernicious psychotic behavior would be the thing that would save you. The worst thing that could happen to a small unit was to have a brand new officer who really didn't know a damn thing about Vietnam, full of authority, and because he didn't know what he was doing, would quite often lead this small, isolated feeling group into a really bad situation that everybody knew was wrong. If the young officer insisted, quite often the unit would take matters into their own hands, and that phenomenon known as fragging, shooting, killing, wounding, hurting, getting rid of an officer who was dangerous to them was the result. And it was much more common, I think, than people realized. The real problem in a guerrilla war is that potentially everybody is a soldier. Everybody is an enemy. Everybody can throw a hand grenade at you, even though they're old ladies, young girls, kids. They're subject to being thought of as combatants. So where are those rules of engagement? Can you separate civilians, non-combatants out from combatants? I think in Vietnam it didn't take long for those rules of engagement to first be thought of as irrelevant, then to be thought of as dangerous to them, the troops who are told they have to obey them. There were a whole pile of soldiers to say that war has no rules. How can you have a rule for doing something that ends up as ugly as all of this?
Get some, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you, brother.
You've been in this stinking mud hole with mosquitoes and malaria for 8 or 9 months, and there's no hope of getting out, and your friends are getting killed. There's a certain anger and then a rage that builds up in you, and you just go over the edge.
Fuck all you assholes!
You obviously have to dehumanize your soldier opponent. It's not easy to say, I'm killing a very civilized young man on the other side.
Come and learn to dance, bullet, 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 bullet.
This is my bro.
Bullet, 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 bullet. Watch it now, watch it, watch it, watch it.
This is his party. He's the guest of honor.
And once you get to that point, there were some people who would say, I will condemn the whole race of folks on the other side. and you think that not only killing other guys, but raping their sisters and cutting off the heads of their mothers, you would get so angry, so pissed. It happens to every young person in combat. It happened in village after village in Vietnam. Not everybody loses that moral compass.
Burn! Burn! What the fuck do you think you're doing?
I think there were two kinds of sergeants, two kinds of officers. Those that you were arguing sort of said, anything goes, and the hell with barriers. War is essentially a non-civilized thing to begin with. And those that would say, no, I will kill, I will hurt badly. Those people I can identify as soldiers, combatants on the other side. And sometimes one kind of leadership will appeal to one young soldier, whereas a different kind of leadership will appeal to another. And you get sort of a natural tension within a squad or a platoon then. You sort of have divisions.
Hey, come on! Fire! You fucker! Get out of here! The fuck off! Don't do it! Don't do it! You fucker! What is this, huh?
Good leadership can overcome that. Bad leadership magnifies it.
Taylor, what the fuck is your problem, Taylor? She's a fucking dink.
She's a fucking human being, man! Fuck you!
Little fucking cherry, Taylor.
Fucking animal! All of you, you fucking animals! Fucking man, fuck!
You don't belong in the Nam, man. This ain't your place at all.
Don't fucking get it, do you, man?
If you've ever seen a splattered body on a battlefield, you very quickly move away from the honor in King Arthur's court. War is really, really ugly. And to the degree that you see that, you keep thinking that something like rules of war is an oxymoron. Essentially, the fight is within us, within each of us, whether we cross that line or not.
Somebody once wrote, hell is the impossibility of reason. That's what this place feels like. Hell.